Once a person dated someone that is out of their league, they start to become delusional about their reality. The trap of dating out of your league is that the people that are out of your league know. They know they're out of your league. That is why they date you, but they didn't marry you. Because people are not stupid. Hello, brothers and sisters. So a lot of you, care mostly about relationships and marriage. I know whether you're a non-believer or believer, since like that's all people care about. That's all you come here on YouTube to seek for advice about relationship, opinion about relationship. And even some of those guys that from red pill community, you acting like you hate women, you don't trust women, you're never gonna get married. Deep in your heart, you want to get married. Deep in your heart, you desire a perfect partner for you. Now, I wanted to talk about something. For some people, they just never met a partner that either like them enough to marry them, or they like enough to marry that person. But there is a phenomenon that I noticed, okay? This is the same with men and women. Some women or some men, okay, it's not about gender here, might have the chance when they're younger, especially when they're in their 20s, even when they're in teenage year, they have the chance to have a relationship or dated someone that is out of their league. So when I say out of your league, I'm not talking about, what people usually consider as about physical attraction. I'm talking about out of your league in every way. There will be people, because, we go to school, right? We go to school, and now because of dating apps, so people have a lot of chance to meet potential partner that are out of their league. Now, there is a very interesting phenomenon that I noticed is that once a person dated someone that is out of their league, they start to become delusional about their reality. It's the same for men and women. Say if a woman, she dated a guy that is, she's just an average girl, but she might be physically attractive. She happened to date a man that is from high society, a rich boy. They spent a summer together, that kind of love story, if you know what I'm talking about. And then once they broke up, it often lead to this girl who come from an average background, a kind of delusion that now is really hard for her to find person that is inside her league, because she have dated someone that is way better. Again, I wanted to mention Oscar Wilde's novel, The Picture of Dorian Gray. So in that novel, Dorian Gray seduced a country girl, like a farm girl, and then he dumped her. But he justified and say that, well, it's out of mercy that I dumped her. Now she can marry someone else and find a real husband, because I'm not serious. But there's another character. So Dorian Gray is an aristocrat. So he is from the high society. Another aristocrat tell Dorian Gray how brutal you are to seduce an average background girl, and now you actually ruin her life, because she start to believe that she can get another guy like you. And it's the same for men too. There are men that are physically attractive, and because of they're physically attractive, or because of they are manipulated or charming in some way, or through some special event, they get to know a girl that is not in his league, that is from, very different social background. And then he start to believe that, well, I can get someone better, you know, considering how low I am. And once I get richer, I can get someone even better. Then the guy became delusional too. Now the problem is price and value are different. So your value didn't change. Once someone are willing to pay the price for a Chanel bag, for a Walmart bag, and all of a sudden that Walmart bag think she's a Chanel bag now. So this is how I would say the enemy trick you. You know, in China we have a proverb called Peng Sha. It means that somebody will intentionally put you at a higher level just so they can knock you down, just so you can fall harder. And that is also in the Bible is that why the wicked, flourish is just because the Lord can destroy them all the more. Pride goes before destruction. So when it comes to finding a partner, we need to be grounded. We need to know our priority, what is the most important thing for us, and what we need to compromise. And once we decided what we're going to prioritize, what we're going to compromise, we need to make a decision. In the decision, once we made it, we're not going to be double-minded about it. That's the only way you can enter a marriage covenant. Marriage is not a contract, it's a covenant. You have to find someone that you are equally yoked with. What does it mean to be equally yoked? Okay, so I talk about in my testimony video that God talked to me, or Jesus, I knew his voice before I ever opened the Bible. That's how I knew Jesus is God the moment I opened the Bible in 2022. So one thing I found that I already knew before I ever opened the Bible, and this is my own theory, I never saw it somewhere else. So Jesus said in the parable of the sower that, there are one type of heart or the soil that is stony. The word of God being sown into that soil cannot take root. Equally yoked means the same depth. So it doesn't mean you have to marry someone who is as spiritually mature as you, because people can change, because you might be ahead of time right now, but that person could have much more potential than you. And God is using you to make them to fulfill their purpose, to bring them closer to God. So don't despise your brothers and sisters just because they're less mature. As long as they have the heart to seek God, they want to level up, then you are still equally yoked. That it doesn't mean you are unequally yoked, but there is something is different, depth. So I have the theory before I came to Christ. I noticed something that we can compare people with plant. So, Jesus loved to, compare people as plant too. He always said, you shall know them by their fruit, right? And he also used the root, that the word of God needs to take root and deep root in your heart for you to bear the good fruit out of it. So I know this before I was a Christian. Just from my own observation, I found that people are different plants. Some people are tree. Some of them are fruit tree. They have blossoms and then they bear fruits. But some people are evergreen tree. They're oak, they are pine tree, they are palm tree. But anyway, those people are trees. They're different trees, but they are trees. And there are people that are bush, that don't have the trunk and the deep root that tree has and will never grow as tall as tree can grow. And there are people, and this is what I found very interesting, are vines. If you notice that there are a lot of vines that is spiraling around trees. So what they're doing is they were sucking the nutrition from the tree. And they will also use the tree to climb up. But they themselves do not have the backbone of a tree. They don't have the root of the tree. Everything, they want to reach higher, they want to reach the sun. They need to climb and spiral a tree at the cost of the tree. So you probably already knew what I'm talking about. And the last type of person is algae. They just float. They get driven by waves everywhere. That fits in the definition of, for a man who doubt like being thrown everywhere by the waves, he is a double-minded man, unstable in all his way. So there are men that are algae. They float everywhere. They have no root. They float on the water. They're unstable. That's my theory. Tree, bush, algae, and vines. So vine are a group of people that will strangle you, that will use you to climb up, that will suck on your energy if you are a tree. Be very careful. If you're a tree, you need to be equally yoked with another tree that has a deep root, that has a backbone, that reaches towards the sky, that is stable, that is steadfast, that can stand solitude, that also provides value, and you shall know them by their fruits. So that's what I wanted to say today. I hope this is helpful. And feel free to leave a comment if you happen to know people that, once dated out of their league and now cannot settle down anymore. I would love to know those kind of story. Okay, until next time, God bless you.